This is District 3, Commissioner Sanders. Need a motion, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Before I do the motion, I have a couple of questions. Just to expound on the ordinance, as Ms. Hooper Daniels came up and stated, that's one of the things I have actually requested since I've been in office, that we need to look at our ordinances. And if you were here at the 6 p.m. meeting, our direct development, the service director said they're putting an RFP out for our county to look at all ordinances in Newton County. So until that's done, we're here at this situation. A lot of these homes were put in place before I even stepped into this position in 2021. Unfortunately, there was no plan when homes were approved. There was no plan put in place for infrastructure. All we were doing is just approving houses. And we didn't look at the traffic. We didn't look at law enforcement. We didn't look at schools, which are currently overcrowded. When in 2022, there was a statement made that Newton High is almost overcrowded and almost near the capacity. I've spoke with the principals at Live Oak Elementary. They're at capacity. That's all in that area and vicinity. So the issue is that we didn't plan, and I'm saying we, even though I wasn't even on this board, I've only been on this board 3.5 years. These houses were built and approved before I even sat here. And so that was an issue with the previous board, but now we're here. And so my question to Miss Director Applewhite, Harold Dobbs is about to build a subdivision. Am I correct in that area?
That is correct.
How many homes is on that road?
It's approximately on the road
Well, I mean, how many homes gonna be in that area?
in the subdivision.
Yes, ma'am.
It's approximately 318. It's just
318.
over 300
Okay.
units,
So
single family and townhomes.
okay, so behind Silver Ridge is a subdivision that was told to us that was gonna be purchased. And all of a sudden now it's going to be rental. How many homes is behind Silver Ridge that's coming, that's right next to it?
You mean next to where the apartments went up?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I think they are at about 70 plus homes.
Okay.
Yeah, just
And
over
then they're
70.
also building an addition across the street by
Mhm.
Faircliff, and that's how many homes?
I don't recall the exact number about
About
that.
70 or 80, am I
About the same
correct?
amount, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And also the former Commissioner Schultz property, which is annexed to Porterdale, that was approved for almost 600 apartment units, as well as I think about 500 homes. Am I correct? Because I went to the actual planning meeting. And then now we have the apartment complex. Is how many units?
I don't have the
About
exact
600
number.
units. It's about 600 units. So I did that for you all to hear these numbers. I wanted you to hear these numbers. That's all in the same area. When the previous board voted to put houses in that one, they call it the box. All the residents that live in District 3 in that area, they call it the square or the box. So when the commissioners came and started approving houses, approving houses, approving houses, they didn't think, oh, each house might have 3 or 4 people in it. Each subdivision, the capacity, if you look at statistics, every house has about 3 to 4 people in the home. So that's 300 houses times three. That's where the traffic comes from. That's 70 plus 80 houses, is almost 150 houses times three. 600 apartment units, probably 2 people in that house times two. And then also you have the entire subdivision that's supposed to be built that's annexed to Porterdale, which is the former Commissioner Schultz property. That's supposed to be 500 houses and so forth. Not also including the houses that are behind Kroger that's still being built, that's also coming up to do another complex. They want to do townhomes. So this is where we're coming, this is where we're at. And so this is why I asked that question, because law enforcement hasn't been included in this conversation. Fire, we don't have a fire station in that area. The fire chief even called me and asked about placing one in the area because there's a lack of fire. We had houses burned to the crisp, one in my subdivision, one next door in the subdivision over because fire service could not get to it in an amount of time. And they burned down. I watched the one on my street burn to the ground because it was a one-way in, one-way out subdivision, which we need to be getting back to, commissioners, because we're supposed to be working on that. That house burned down to the ground because the fire station could not, the fire department could not get to the house. That is a problem. Also, EMS is a problem also in my subdivision area. That's all in that Crawl Road area. We had a person die because EMS could not get to them in time because we don't have our own EMS service, because we don't own our 911 certificate. So these are all the issues that we're having, and it's not coming down to the developer. The developer is in service to do their job and their business. But these are the problems: traffic, schools, law enforcement. Why are we packing all of these people in one area like we're sardines? I live on that street. So the thing about being in local office, when you are a commissioner in a local office, is that you're voting on things where you live. I see my neighbors. I don't call them constituents. I call them my neighbors because I see you in the grocery store. I see you in Walmart. So anytime that I vote on something, I'm voting where I live as well. So that is an issue. That is a problem, commissioners. It was an issue and a problem when the previous board did it because they didn't think about it. But a lot of people who actually voted, when I saw who voted on these properties, did not even live in the area. But fault on the previous commissioner. I will say it. Fault on the previous commissioner for allowing all this activity to happen. And she didn't even live on that side of town. Fault on the previous commissioner to allow that to happen. And so my motion will be to deny the appeal APP 24-00001.
There's been a motion by Commissioner Sanders. Is there a second? It's been second by Commissioner. It's been second by Commissioner Mason. Any discussion? Commissioner Henderson.
Thank you, Mr. Steve. There's one thing, Commissioner, I want to also add. It's about our water capacity. And it is projected by the year 2030, some say 2030, 2035, 2040, we will be at capacity. And some of the ideas, in case most people didn't know this, but float around, that you want to take the sewage water, treat it, and put it back into the water system. Man, I ain't never heard nothing like that before. And we are faced with a whole lot of issues. And a whole lot of issues. And so, you know, I think it's just what they say, a bomb waiting to go off that we're not addressing. And so I hope it's something that we address all of these.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Thank you. Stand denied.
What has Commissioner Elena Sanders done since she has been in office? Let us tell you. This will be a video series where we will start from the beginning.
Commissioner Elena Sanders was the first official to ever partner with IKEA for a desk and tablet giveaway to assist children in need during the pandemic, along with organizing multiple food drives. A true example of a public servant.
Commissioner Elena Sanders crafted communication tools, fax, quarterly newsletters, keeping Newton County residents informed on local, state, and federal matters. Additionally, she organized town hall sessions for direct community engagement.
Commissioner Sanders addressed resident concerns regarding dumping, visibility blocked by overgrown trees, and inoperable vehicles. She answered the call.
Commissioner Sanders enhanced safety measures, installed critical signage in high-risk areas, and collaborated with county departments to implement necessary lighting improvements on congested roads and public areas in the district. Commissioner Elena Sanders addressed neglected subdivisions that have submitted requests for years, insured roads, untouched for 15 to 20 years or unfinished since construction was scheduled for repair under her leadership.
Keeping the promise to her constituents, Commissioner Sanders consulted with the State Parks and Rec Director on District 3's recreation and grants. She addressed concerns in Fairview Community Park, upgraded equipment, and maintenance schedule.
Commissioner Sanders coordinated community cleanups for residents to take pride in their community and assist with the beautification within the district.
Commissioner Elena Sanders initiated the Newton County Ladies Retreat for females aged 10 and above. The event, now in its 4th year, emphasizes the well-being of women, fostering unity among the ladies of Newton. Thank you, Commissioner Sanders.
Thank you, Commissioner Sanders, for your dedication to District 3 and Newton.
We thank you for your service and looking forward to your future endeavors. Thank you again, Commissioner Elena Sanders. Stay tuned for Part 2.